In today's video, I will talk to you about 3 things that I think you should try to do while being an intern and 3 things that I think you should try not to do while being an intern. If you're new here, my name is Ndem. I am an entry-level civil engineer, and on this channel, I talk about my civil engineering experiences and journey. If you're interested in this sort of content, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss anything. And with that, let's get into the video. The first thing that you can do while being an intern is to practice how to ask questions efficiently. There are multiple ways to ask a question, but you want to choose a path that communicates your question more effectively. And so what I would do is to give you an example. I will say a question in 2 different ways, and I want you to let me know, like, of these 2 ways of saying it, which one really communicates the question better. Hey Dem, I'm working on the flooding report that happened this past March in Buea. The project manager looked at the report and he wrote out things that I should change. I looked at his comments and I'm not sure I understand what he means on some of his comments. Can you help me figure out what he wants me to do? Hey Ndem, the project manager has comments on the flooding report that recently took place in Buea. I am working on addressing his comments, but I'm not sure about the ones that are highlighted in yellow. And so at this point, you hand in a document which has the project manager's comments, and you went ahead to highlight the questions that you're not sure about. And then you keep going and say, can you help me clarify? So which of these 2 ways of saying the same question best communicates what you're asking for? Let me know in the comments. The second thing that you want to do while being an intern is to talk to the people at your company about their experience. For a lot of students out there, me included, there are 2 reasons why you want an internship: for the money, and you want to see if this is something that you want to get into. That second question, seeing if this is something you want to get into, talk to the people because they have so much experience. Some have 10, 20, 30 years of experience, and they may be able to advise you and tell you, hey, you know what? This field that you want to get into, it's really good and we see it growing so much in the near future. Or they might tell you the opposite and tell you better routes that you can take. And so this is invaluable information that you cannot get on Google or anywhere. So take advantage of it and ask people about the experience. Last but not least, the third thing that you want to be doing while being an intern is to say yes to every growth opportunity, especially if it takes you out of your comfort zone. I'll give you an example. Where I work, we have a lot of opportunities to go to networking events, to go to conferences, to luncheons, to happy hours. The me of probably 5-6 years ago would not have done that, because a lot of the people around me have so much experience than I have. And I tend to be very intimidated by that. But I have learned that if I get myself away from those situations, there is so much growth opportunities that I'm missing. And so I'm forcing myself to go to those things. And so far, I've been surviving, right? So say yes to every growth opportunity because you never know what's on the other side. So those were the 3 things that I had for you for what you could be doing while being an intern. And now let's talk about what you should try not to do while being an intern. The first thing that you should try not to do is to be late for anything. For a meeting, for an event, for a conference, try your best not to be late. Because you don't want to be that person that is known for always being late and having some sort of crazy excuse. I understand, like, things happen, there are emergencies, yes, and those are valid, but don't make it something that you are known for. So do not be late for anything if you can help it. The second thing you should try not to do while being an intern is to stay late in the office unless you need to. This resonates more in the consulting world because there are times when you have to put in more than 40 hours a week because the project is due. And if you are in a situation where, you can put off your work for the next day and it doesn't hurt you the next day, just do your 8 hours or 9 hours, come back the next day and keep going. You don't have to be there the entire time. every single day, 10 hours, 11 hours every day, to show that you're a good student and you will be a very good full-time employee. Last but not least, the third thing that you want to try not to do as an intern is to be too money focused. I understand, I have been there. I have had an Excel spreadsheet where I calculate exactly what's coming in and how much of that money is going to rent, is going to food and everything else. But you want to try and look at the bigger picture. You're getting this experience. Do you like it? Do you see yourself working in this field in the long run? Do you see yourself coming back into this company? Sometimes the cash value can be blinding, that you don't really see far past that. So you want to try and look at the bigger picture of things and not just the money. Okay, so those were the 3 things that I had for you to try not to do and try to do while being an intern. And so next time we'll start talking about classes, and I will use that to answer the question of how hard a civil engineering degree is. And so with that, I will see you next time. Because I did will Lewis. Remember though. Okay. Intern is to practice how to ask questions to fish aga. Hey them, I'm working on the flooding report that recently happened this Parch. Okay, Parch. Okay. The second thing that you want to be doing while doing an internship. Okay. The second thing that you want to be doing while doing The second thing that you will want to do while being an intern is to ask the people about you, about the experience. What? Ask questions. I want to say something.